offered to switch with us.
Nope.
And we were both
No way.
and we were both like, we hate dolls. They're so creepy. And then you guys are just like, oh, that's too bad. Bye.
Good luck.
Hope you don't die.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Yep. So the rooms were really cool because we were cornered together and nobody else could be up there, and it was kind of cool. And our rooms are right above the gentleman's quarters in the house, which had probably like 6 beds,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that. So a whole bunch of people slept in that room. And then right next to the gentleman's quarters was a room with a mirror in it. And they told us that we were all going to go into this mirror room, and it was a spirit mirror. And some guy named the Master of Death has something to do with this mirror, but not Master of Death like he murders people, but Master of Death like he helps you move on and in the afterlife. And so we all get sent into that room 2 at a time. That was like after like our first. We had like a vigil before that after we ate dinner, and we definitely were checking out the house. We took a lot of pictures, and we actually captured a picture of the outside and
It was
in the
the first picture that you took of the place.
yeah, and in the upper left corner of this picture, you can actually see what looks like a male figure in the window. And when we went in the house, we're like, I wonder what's casting the shadow. And we go in the house, and the window's completely drywalled shut. Like you can't see anything. It's
so
a drywall.
So creepy.
Yeah. And the drywall was put in to probably keep the cold air out.
Or
Yeah.
and the light.
And the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was no way there was a shadow being cast from the drywall covering the window. Not a human shadow, at least.
I thought maybe it was curtains or something, just
Yeah,
the
it
way
was
that
so
they were.
weird.
Whenever I put a picture of it on the post from the inside to show what it looked like from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked really creepy, Patty.
I looked really creepy.
Yeah, in that mirror room.
Well, we're talking about the.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
I was trying
John
to get
tapped
the
out.
Facebook thing working.
No.
Yeah, it's
But we're
working
back.
now.
We're back up, guys. Yay!
Yay.
I am
Thanks,
trying to
Joe.
share from my page as well
Thank you.
on here. So, yeah, why don't you tell about the mirror, Patty?
So they had the mirror that Rob was just mentioning in a room with candles, and you would go in and stare into the mirror, and someone would go with you, and so you had a witness of what you were seeing. And hand to God, my face turned so weird and distorted.
Demonic, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Blech. And it freaked me out so bad that like at one point when I first went in with Danny, like I screeched and got up and left the room. And Danny was like, your face disappeared. And I said to Pam out in the porch, I was like, tell me what's happening with this mirror. Is it a trick mirror? Is it a real mirror? Like, tell me what you, and she was like, no, I'll take it off the wall for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really freaked me out. Like it scared me, and I don't scare you.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think we were going to see anything in that mirror. So I'm like, oh, yeah, like John and I walk in the room. He sits down. And then all of a sudden, like you're staring at it, and his like eyebrows were changing. His eyes changed, like his jawline, his mouth, like everything. It creeped me out, and I didn't even want to sit down and do it myself. So I walked out of the room.
You left him to fend for himself while the demon
He's a
was
little
coming out of his
baby.
face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like it really creeped me out. It was.
It did. And I said I don't know if I said it to you guys, but I said it to Danny after the fact. I said, because my facial features just went, like someone blurred out my face with an eraser. And for I don't know, a second, I just had this overwhelming feeling like I had just died, or I just didn't exist. And it
That's so
totally
creepy.
freaked me out.
Yeah. When I looked into that mirror, I actually saw my eyes turn dark blue and then the pupils turn yellow. Like I felt like I was turning into like an animal or something.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Yeah, like it was really weird, but I was kind of enjoying it. So I kept staring. Sorry, helicopter's here to pick me up.
Yeah, serious.
Going back to the Playboy Mansion later.
Aw.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Life's a Drag. My name is Monique Too Soon. I'm here with Patty Mullaney
Hi.
or Patty Hurley.
I know it'll be
Tim
official
Buckwaldy.
on Wednesday.
Okay, so until then.
So you'll have, you can mess it up until then, and then all of a sudden it's going to be no more messing up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Tim, did you ever go back into the mirror
No,
room?
we didn't go back. We didn't have time to go back in the room, and I was kind of okay with that. I don't know
I
why.
went back in there.
It like really creeped me out a lot.
I went back in there after and nothing.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, really?
So maybe it only works like when you're like, I think by the end of the night that we were so like adrenaline junkied out, like
Yeah.
because you really do go through so much adrenaline, like panicking.
Oh my gosh! Whenever we were in that room and we had that little ball that lit up,
Oh my!
and Pam dropped her flashlight,
You scared
it
the
sou-
crap out of me.
it sounded
Oh
like
my
someone
God.
hit me near the floor, like hit the floor right next to me.
You screamed so
I
loud and
did.
grabbed me.
Oh really, baby?
We
You-
both grabbed each other.
Okay, exactly. I thought like I was telling Kim after, I was like, I feel like for just a moment, Tim and I were just one person
We were,
because
yeah.
I grabbed onto him like he's gonna save me, right? He's gonna run away.
Out of all the
and-
people in that room, you grabbed onto me.
But the noise and then as soon as the noise hit, the light started going off. So it was like the perfect storm, and I was just like, what?
I did the same thing to Kim. Kim jumped out of her skin.
Oh, poor
Oh
Kim.
my God.
Oh my God.
She was
know.
she was definitely panicked. You know
Oh
what?
my
That
God.
upstairs, like the third floor, like a lot of bad things happen. Like the story of the upstairs room was there was a guy named Charlie who pretended to be a kid and would lure kids up there and do things to them and kill them.
Right.
So it was like really creepy to be in. It felt really really scary in that room. Like
It
it
was-
was
yeah.
terrifying just being in the room.
It was crazy because when we both went up there together and we walked, as soon as we walked into that room, we both looked at each other and had like instant goosebumps. We're like, do you feel like weird? And then we had Patty, Kim, and John.
Did that?
Joe gave it to me.
That kind of scared me.
They're here. The ghost followed us here. Anna, is that you, Rosie?
Rosie, ring around the Rosie.
Oh my God.
Pocket full of Chardonnay.
I can't even deal with you people.
Oh my God.
Patty's crying right now.
Well, she cries a lot actually. Usually she's by
This
herself.
is a new thing. Yeah.
Usually there's
By
Haagen
myself
Dazs
with
and a
some
chick
ice cream.
flick.
Yeah.
And then she's texting me. She's like, "I'm sad," and I'm like, "Shut up and leave me alone," because that's the kind of friend I am.
I don't text you that I'm sad. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, because I have no emotions.
No.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so then like we had John, Patty, and Kim like walk through the rooms and let us know what room freaked you out the most.
and it was that one.
And it was the same room that everyone
Yeah,
said.
like
And
kids
it
room.
wasn't
Crazy.
it wasn't the room with the kids' toys in it because we didn't even see the kids' toys until the second time.
That was so weird.
Yeah, there was a lot of them, and we missed them on the first trip.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was definitely a spooky spot.
Then there was that other room upstairs too. I forget what her name was. Did she get strangled up there or something?
Oh,
Yes.
I feel like it was Anna.
Yeah, because as soon as you walked in that room, I felt so like off centered. I felt dizzy. It was really strange.
That was the drugs I gave you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can blame the spirits if you want.
Yeah.
I was definitely hopped up on caffeine at some point
Oh my God, yeah.
because I don't stay up late at all. And so I mean, the first time I looked at the clock, it was 2:30. Actually, when we came up from the basement and everyone was dying laughing at Danny. And I think
We'll
it was
talk
like,
about that
Talk
story
about
later.
that.
Yeah.
it was like 2:30 in the morning. I didn't even realize what time it was because I was so hopped up on caffeine.
Oh, I thought it was like 11:30.
No, it was really late.
Yeah, I
We
know.
didn't get to
Crazy.
bed at like till like what 4:30.
Four, yeah.
Yeah, when you ghost hunt, you don't realize how fast the
Mm-mm.
time is going
It's
because
like being in a casino.
Yeah,
you have
you're-
all that.
that like instant
Adrenaline.
adrenaline. Yeah, and then like it usually starts around like 7 or 8 at night and goes until like 4 in the morning. So, and
Yeah.
we made it all the way up until like 3:30, 4 in the morning this
Mhm.
time.
Until we stayed up even a little bit later once we found out about the door.
Oh
In
yeah.
our room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the ghost hunting, other than like that upstairs area, for the rest of the night it was pretty quiet. The spirits were very like settled in that night. They weren't really active like we were expecting them to be.
Yep.
So the spirit mirror was really creepy. This vigil we did upstairs, 2 of them were really creepy up to the 3rd floor, like the one where the woman was strangled and then the little kid's room.
You got freaked out for a little while when you were listening to the Phasma.
That was in the upstairs room, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really creeped me out. Like, and I do think I have some sensitivity to things, and that room was making me ill. Like, it was scaring me, and I really felt like I kept seeing hands coming up from the floorboards.
Ugh.
So I was like, were the kids in these floorboards? Like, were they ever like under this floor? And she's like, I don't know. And then the psychic, her name is Pam, and she's so funny. I love her.
I love her. She's so sweet.
Yeah, I tagged her in this, so hopefully you're listening, Pam.
You better be Pam.
Yeah, we're gonna jam with Pam. And the tour that we took was from Ghost Hunts USA, and that's such a great company to go ghost hunting with, and they have some great psychics that go on tour with you, and they're just so much fun. They
And
really do.
They're not cheesy. Like
No.
they will try and figure out a different way that it could have happened. It's not like, if you're a skeptic, definitely go with them, because they will, they'll
go easy on you,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't purposely try to scare you. It's not like anyone's going to jump out at you anywhere. They don't want you to experience anything fake. They want everything you feel to be genuine, so they don't fake something just to make you experience something.
That's
Yeah.
what a lot of people thought, though. They asked me, like, oh, do you think it's real? Do you think they were just messing with you? I'm like, no. Like, this stuff you can't make up. Like,
yeah.
when doors fling themselves open, like, there's nothing attached to it. There's no way that could have happened. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that was the only time I've ever seen something manipulated, like, and actually move when that door opened. This was at our last ghost hunting trip, and a
Yes.
door just flew open on like a glass cabinet.
Yeah, that was
But
creepy.
even if Pam was there on that one too, and she like tried to figure out, okay, was it a vibration? She jumped up in front of it. There were no windows open, and she was like waving her hands and see if she could do anything to get it to open back up again, and she couldn't.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
So at the end of this ghost hunt, like, we made it through the whole night. Nothing really exciting was happening in the other rooms there. And then we make it to the part where they're sending us to the basement. And the basement, they're telling us, used to be their meat locker, because it was owned by like mobsters, like Irish mobsters. And at some point there was over 200 bodies in that basement or something. Were they all in there at once? That's
No,
the part
they
I didn't.
there was like a disease that that hit the town,
Yeah, it was
like
like the
TB
plague
or
or
something.
something, yeah.
Yeah. And
They stored the bodies.
stored the bodies there until spring, when they could dig.
Yep.
And she said that there was about 120 bodies. But there was documentation for that. You're such a moron.
I need a sound effect every week. I like this.
But anyway, there was documentation for it, and they do that. I find this organization does that. They actually have documentation from back in the day, so they're not just telling you ghost stories around a fire. Like, this legit, actually, this is documented. It happened. It's in the newspaper, so on and so forth.
And they have all the newspaper articles like in a book there.
That
Yeah, you can read them all.
Ain't nobody got time for that, but yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, I think she said there was about 120 bodies in there at one point.
Wow. Yeah, and when we were there was at least 6.
Well, there was definitely 6, and Danny tried to make it 0.
Yes.
Oh, poor
So
Danny.
they're sending people to the basement at like groups of 2, because the room that they're making you go in to investigate was very tiny.
Mhm.
Like, it wasn't huge, but it was creepy. It was an unfinished basement. There was like spider webs, and it was just like a creepy place. So we went down as a group of 5, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
There was 5 of us down
yeah,
there.
because
'Cause
Kim
Kim-
didn't want to go.
Everyone,
go?
yeah,
Oh.
everyone on the radio, and then my husband Danny. And we're down in this basement area, and I'm filming live on Facebook. So if you go to my Facebook, you can actually see this video. And it's live, and we're flashing flashlights in this corner of this room, and in
And
the
John and
beginning
I were
of the
asking questions.
yeah, they were asking questions into a Pandora's
Recorder,
box,
yeah.
like a little recorder, and they had to ask a question, wait 15 seconds, and then ask another question, wait 15 seconds, so that the spirit had time to answer. And when we would go upstairs, they would actually have
Someone
With the
listening
Phasma
on the
box?
Phasma
yes,
box.
somebody was listening through the Phasma box while we were downstairs, and that box is like ghost radio. So it's not connected to the internet or anything, so that you can't fake it. Like, it's not fake. And what happens is you put headphones on, and you can actually hear things coming through radio frequencies. and they answer questions, and sometimes it's scary on point.
Mhm.
And then sometimes it's so quiet, you're like, well, do something. But on this trip, so they would send someone down to the basement asking questions and seeing if the ghosts upstairs were spitting out similar answers to what was going on down there. Well, while we're in the basement, we're flashing flashlights all over the corners. You know, we're filming live on Facebook. And in the beginning of our video on Facebook, you can see that there is a clear shot of that corner of the basement. And then by the end of the video, you can't see anything in that corner, and the flashlight is still on that corner.
A lot of flashlights were on it by the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
like
we were
5.
trying to figure out why it's dark in the video and we can't see anything. And it turns out that we find out from my son's grandmother that she can see residual spirit energy in that corner, and that's why we can't light it up with a flashlight.
Oh.
Yeah, she told us there was residual spirit energies there, and they're not bad or harmful or anything. It's just residual. But same thing with the picture of Kim trapped in the shadow upstairs. She said the exact same thing about that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, definitely had some visitors with us that night. But in this basement tour, someone else needs to tell this because it was so funny.
So no one else, I don't think a ton of people or anyone, did you know that he went live?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
I had
Yeah,
no
He
idea.
was saying, he said, I'm live on Facebook.
I
Like,
missed that part because
Oh.
he was like, so I started, when I finished my question and gave you the recorder, I went to help him and I'm like, well, turn it this way and turn it that way. I had no idea he was on Facebook Live. And now I'm tagging you. You can tell the rest, John.
Oh my God. So finally, Danny, whose stomach has been making so many noises and grumbles the whole night, and we've all been like, oh my God, is that something? Nope, that's Danny's stomach again. And Pam was having a good time with that. Like, oh, nope, that was just Danny, guys. Relax.
His first stomach
Oh my
noise
God.
literally sounded like an animal had been
growl.
shot with a tranquilizer. And it was like,
And Pam was like, sorry, Spirit, you're going to have to be louder because we need to hear you over Danny's stomach.
Mhm.
So
spooky. And you're never going to believe what happens next on the X-Files.
please tell me you have that programmed in there to make a sound effect with that.
Oh my
I wish
God,
we
no.
did.
Actually, I'll find something.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so Danny lets out the absolute loudest, longest, deepest fart that I've ever heard in my entire life. And we all just like peed our pants, like peeing, crying, laughing, like we couldn't control ourselves.
It
We
was
were
a
laughing so
bomb.
hard.
You
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to actually save just the fart as the sound file and I'll upload it to YouTube.
Amazing.
And next week we can just play it live on the radio.
That's yeah, it was pretty amazing. And Danny will do this. Like it didn't, you can tell because it didn't even phase Rob and I really. We kept looking at the lights.
Yeah.
And
But we're like, are you kidding me right now? We're live on Facebook.
right.
And he's like, no,
He's
you're not.
mortified.
No, you're not.
but
Yeah.
but he's
Mortified.
so like, professional and wants to
Conservative.
looks professional and we want people to view him as professional. And I was like, this is gonna kill him.
And I'm not deleting it. Yeah. I was like, I am
It
not
just kept
deleting
going
it.
on and on and on and on and on.
And then later that
Oh my
night,
God.
after all of this, so we go, oh, I didn't mean to hit that. I was just trying to go back. Stop. So later that night, so after this thing in the basement, we're asking that box questions, and then they're giving us we didn't really get that many great answers out of that, but the spirit box upstairs shot out some very funny words that coincided with what happened downstairs in the basement. So upstairs, the person writes down these words that they're hearing while we're down there, and Danny's ripping one. Torture us. Maybe I'll die. Show me the pain. And the final one was immature.
Yes.
So clearly these ghosts were like, oh my God, really?
Yeah,
Come on.
they were not impressed with Danny.
No.
No,
Mhm.
they're like, I cannot. They all left after that. Danny killed all the ghosts in the house.
No.
That's
Like
why it was so
nothing,
quiet.
nothing was active.
We could have kept it to ourselves though, but that wouldn't have been very fun. So we go back upstairs where everyone's waiting and sitting in a circle in the living
Hear
room.
us like laughing from downstairs.
Yeah, they can hear us dying from downstairs, which they actually, Pam said the next day they could all hear us laughing when
Oh.
everyone went to bed.
Yeah, because Danny ripped another one up in bed, and
Serious.
everyone heard us laughing down there and they figured that's what
Yeah,
happened.
Pam's like, I figured Danny let another one out. We're, yeah.
Mhm.
But Rob plays it for everyone in the living room, and you don't even need to turn up the volume. You can hear like people talking lowly, like, and then all of you sudden,
And then you hear John go, "I'm eating it. I'm eating
No,
it.
I can taste it.
I can taste it. I can taste it."
That was some nasty stuff.
I
man.
love the fact that we're like, farts are funny no matter how old you are.
It was a good way to light the
And I
mood.
caught the
Yeah.
giggles for us, like, I
It
don't
was
know,
like
15.
3:30 in the morning, and we had the group of 20 people all like rolling.
That's
Oh
how
my
I found
God.
out how late it was, because she was like, she's like, you're over, because I was crying, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they would try and change the subject, and I would sit there like,
And we couldn't even look at each other. Me and Patty couldn't look at each other because we just would die.
and she was
And Danny's like huddled in a sweater,
I
like
know.
hiding.
had his
Oh
foot
my
over his
God.
face and everything. The poor thing. I
And
say
then-
that, but I still laughed my butt off.
Mhm.
And then we were ghost hunting earlier in the night, like where there was no activity, but we were ghost hunting in our hallway upstairs where the bordello was. And so we were in like the hallway up there, and I made a comment. I'm like, what's behind this door? And there's a door in that hallway that's locked with like a padlock. And Patty makes a joke about, wouldn't it be so funny if we came back and this door was open? Well, so we come back upstairs.
I know.
Yeah, so we come up to go to bed later in the
Uh-huh.
night. The door's still shut when we go upstairs.
Yep.
So we are all in our rooms, which the doors are all wide open. We can see clearly into the hallway.
And Danny was still sitting out there.
And then we go out into the hallway, and the door is not padlocked and it's open.
With the lock inside of the little holder thing.
Yeah. And nobody has a key to that door that is working the hotel that night.
Yeah, because we went to go get the Pam and I forget her name.
Lori.
Laurie.
And they were doing vigils with other people downstairs. So
Yeah.
clearly that nobody was working could have unlocked it.
and
Yeah.
we were just up there, like all sitting around like in a circle upstairs, just like
And
talking
In that
laughing.
room, yeah.
And this door is probably 3 feet open.
Yeah, I sat in the chair and I kind of turned and I was like, who went in there?
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then the
I
door
genuinely got a little mad too. I was like, no,
was, oh, Patty
seriously.
was so mad.
I was like, no, someone, you tell me right now who did this. Like, this isn't funny.
Yeah.
And I can see Kim. Kim looked out the door of our room, Rosie's room, and she looked out, and her eyes were like saucers, and she just went right back into the room.
Yeah.
I was like,
She's like, nope.
Nope.
Yeah,
not
we were
happening.
all ready to go to bed until that happened.
That was really creepy. That was really weird.
And then Kim
Oh.
busted out a bottle of Chardonnay.
Yep.
Yeah, and then was it Kim who mentioned the video of the person that was like living in someone's kitchen
Oh my
ceiling or
God.
something?
oh,
Oh, that was
sorry,
Patty.
sorry.
Patty. Yeah, so we had to watch this creepy YouTube video right before we go to bed at like 4:30 in the morning. And it's yes, oh my god. Long story short, there's a woman that's like living in this crawl space in this guy's kitchen. The
It's
guy,
Patty.
yeah, she's the one that's from The Ring. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's what she looks like. But she's living up there, and the guy and the girl that are living in the apartment think each of them is like eating all the food. They're like, what's happening to all our food? Nope, this woman's like living in this crawl space and comes out in the middle of the night. So we're watching this creepy video because the guy set up a camera to try to see if his wife was eating the food.
Like sleep
Nope.
eating. Yeah.
Yeah, nope,
Oh,
nope.
God.
It's this creepy, grudge-looking, scary woman that like pees in their sink and is eating their food.
Oh, yeah.
And then she like hid underneath the kitchen table when he came out in the middle of the night to grab some milk or
Oh, so
something
creepy.
that she had just drank out of.
Wouldn't it be great if it was
Oh
like
my
his
God.
ex-girlfriend? Like it turns out it was like she didn't have a place to live and she was just sleeping in the crawl space. Like it was someone he knew, like his crazy aunt or something.
I like the crazy ex-girlfriend thing. Like she still thought she had a relationship. Like she just talked to herself up there. Like, oh, me and Brad are doing great.
She has a great life. I mean, she sleeps all day, eats all night.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
So,
funny.
needless to say, that night we slept with our doors open, the lights on
Oh,
in
yeah,
our
we
rooms,
also
the
put
lights
those
on in
lights
our
on.
hallway.
hmm
Yeah, that
All
was
us
just
grown
nope,
people
we weren't having it.
slept with the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been fine had the door thing not happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
me
had
too.
I had let it all go. I had let all the anxiety go or the adrenaline,
Mhm.
and I was ready for bed. Had a nice little glass of Pinot Noir in front of me. It's gonna
And
happen.
then-
and then bam,
The door was
the
open.
door was open.
Nobody did it.
Nope.
No,
So
it wasn't me.
Yeah. Nobody on the tour could have done it because nobody would have a key.
Nope.
And it's a lock, like a real lock, not like a easy lock.
Like a lock like
And
this.
it was literally closed and when we went to go get changed and Danny was still sitting out there. And then when we came out, we noticed that it was open. So
Yeah.
there was no way that someone could have went up
No.
and Danny not seen them.
Yeah.
Just freaked
Well,
me
I
out.
don't know. I mean, Danny,
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
that's
can
true.
happen around Danny without him knowing about it.
Yeah, he barely listens to anything I say.
Well, he's had to tune you out, honey. Can you imagine?
Whatever. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Life's a Drag. My name is Monique Too Soon. I'm here with Tim, John, and my co-host, Patricia. I like saying Patricia because it reminds me of Split.
I tried for a long time to get people to call me Patricia, but it didn't take.
Patricia did it.
Patricia
You're Patty.
Hurley.
Sorry.
I am Patty.
Patricia.
Okay, now I don't like Patricia anymore.
Yeah, no.
Patricia.
Patty. Yeah, I'm a Patty, I guess.
Mhm.
Patty.
Patty Rita.
Patty Rita. Patricia Rita. Do you remember when we were talking last week about how we could just hang your long pendulous tatas out the window and knock people over as they're leaving dinner?
Mhm.
Aw.
We should actually do that one day.
Sure.
And we'll go out there and see how long they actually are.
I can't get arrested for it. I'm not intentionally hurting anybody.
I don't think anyone's tall enough to actually reach the second floor. Maybe one day we'll make like some fake ones and just hang them out the window and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like just pull it back up like inch by inch by inch. That'd be amazing. It could be like one of those shows like, what would you do?
I love how you come up with all these great ideas that involve me embarrassing myself. Like he once wanted me to go to a supermarket and like stand behind the melon department. And yeah. Mhm.
And we were going to paint Patty to resemble some honeydew or cantaloupe. And then when somebody was like squeezing all the melons to see if they're ripe, she's going to be like, oops, that one's mine. I think that would be so fun, but you have to do like a street, like farm stand.
Mhm.
You can't do like a grocery store. You have to be like at a farm stand somewhere and be like, melons.
We can put this on her Farmers Only
Anyone?
account.
Oh,
my
boy,
God, that would
there's
be
that.
amazing.
No.
Featured photo.
I told you guys,
Yep.
September. You have to wait till September.
September?
I
She's
did.
such a liar. She said summer.
No, I said September. You heard it was just a different S
No,
word. It was
no.
September.
She's such a liar.
That's my birthday. We'll wait till my birthday.
No, I think we'll be doing it sooner than that. Aren't we having a powwow?
What's to say
soon?
we didn't already do it?
Yeah, we
I
have
know.
a meeting to discuss this. Patty wasn't invited.
I'm gonna get a text one day and just be like, "So, this is your tag name on FarmersOnly.com."
You have a date this weekend with Brett?
Oh yeah, like I'm gonna let you guys set up the dates.
Oh, you're going on blind dates.
No, what?
Yeah, and then be
No.
like, you're gonna bring a pitchfork.
Nope.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
You'll need a pitchfork and a pooper scooper and an ear of corn.
The sad thing is, if it involved like farm animals and stuff like that, I would be so happy to go on that kind of date and like play with goats and stuff like that. Oh, for God's sake!
Well, you said farm animals and dating, so I figured that sounded like an episode of the X
To you,
Files.
that sounds creepy, right?
Yeah, to you that sounds like.
That sounds like heaven.
Oh. I think that was
You
our
have
friend
an
Sam
opinion.
Lamberti driving by.
At least there's less sirens now.
I know there was definitely something happened on Main Street earlier, and somebody was taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Right in front of your car.
I know they probably saw my Jeep and had a heart attack with how cute it is.
I doubt that.
No,
No.
Hopefully they don't get any blood on your Jeep.
it's purple. You'll never know.
Your eyes still watering?
So bad. Yeah, my eyes. I don't know what is
this
wrong
can't
with them.
still be from the cats.
It's something. Something's going on with my eyes right now. They're
Well, you
really,
have 50
really.
cats, Patty.
I
Who's
do.
allergic to pets.
I have two
She
cats.
has two, but one is the size of 50.
No. Did you see the picture he posted though? He was all up in Snuggles' grill tonight. He was like,
Snuggy,
Mm.
Snuggy was kissing me.
Mhm.
We were Frenching. It was
Yeah.
kind of cute.
So, and he's allergic to cats. So, was that smart?
That's
No.
a great idea.
Usually it doesn't really, it bugs my breathing more than my eyes. But tonight my eyes are like burning and watering.
I
And
don't think it could still possibly. It could be from the cats. We left 2 hours ago.
I know, and I'm going to take everything off as soon as the show is over and see if that helps. But yeah, I've never had a sensation in my eyeballs like this that I can remember.
So stay tuned for the striptease after.
The striptease. Yeah, I'm going to do. So this is a really funny story. Like one of the first weeks we were here doing the radio show. If you know anything about where the radio show is located or anything about the studio, it's above Fratello's in Nashua, and it has all windows. Like everywhere you look, there's a window looking down on Main Street. And one of the first couple of weeks I was here, I decided that it was a great idea for me to take off my female tatas in front of the window, not even paying attention that there might be someone down there watching.
There was.
And so I'm pulling one out at a time. I'm taking off my bras. I've got my wig off. I'm taking off my eyelashes. And then I look down and there's like 2 caravans full of families just looking up at me,
It was Doubtfire
staring
moment.
like, what is going on up there? It literally was like a Mrs. Doubtfire moment.
That's what I was just
Like, hi
thinking.
kids, baby shark. Doo, 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 doo. Yeah, so some people got to see a drag queen stripping,
Not good.
and then
Poor children.
they ended up not going to dinner. They were so sick after.
Oh, that must have been horrible for your self-esteem.
Oh no,
I
no,
was gonna say, I know what that's like having a friend like you. So
oh,
nasty to me all the time.
I'm not nasty.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
I'm funny.
Oh, samesies.
Yeah, samesies. Patty can be pretty nasty herself, though.
You know, John, Tim. Mm-mm.
Patty can't, but Patricia. On the other hand.
My alter ego.
I've seen Patty on a bad drinking night in a mean way. Okay, I've seen Patty.
I actually do have a mean streak when I want to,
When you're in a bad mood, you
I
get
do.
mean.
and I'm quiet. So the quieter I am, the more trouble
Watch
is
out.
brewing. Yeah.
Yeah, not brewing in the same way Danny in the Ghost Hunt's basement.
No, definitely
storm.
not the same way.
We need to plan another one though, and this time we need to like go to one of those penitentiaries, like
Yes.
in Eastern State or West
Yes.
Virginia.
I heard the West Virginia one is terrifying.
Yeah, someone kept saying something about the shack, so there must be like a shack there. Both people, like the girl who emailed us on Facebook and Pam, were both saying that
Mhm.
the shack there was like really horrifying.
There was
Oh.
another girl there that went to that too, and she said that she got touched and everything there.
Like,
By what?
I don't know.
What?
What is that noise?
Is that someone's music in their car that
Yeah.
loud?
maybe we should shut the.
Oh,
Should we shut the window? You think?
I think they're gone now.
Oh, okay.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Life's a Dragon. There's traffic out there
And
tonight.
that person's radio.
Yeah, it sounded like a great song. Yeah, so we are talking about ghost hunting and how we just went on this trip with Ghost Hunts USA and psychic extraordinaire Pam. I don't forget what her last name is. And isn't it like Crispy or something?
Yeah, it's like creepy,
Pam Crispy.
crispy Pam,
Pam
Crispy.
Crispy. Crispy.
Christy.
Chrisky.
Hi, Pam.
I love you, Pam.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll have to do one of those other ghost hunting trips. Next time we should like bring a psychic with us. Let's just hire one and take them.
I think next time we should get, because the one in West Virginia isn't a sleepover, so we need to plan a hotel room for that
Oh, it's
one.
not a sleepover?
No, maybe we could do.
You can't sleep there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should do 2 nights.
I was thinking we've always gone on a Saturday night, and there's always people the night before us, and I'm wondering, like, every time I go on a Saturday, people are like, "Oh, last night this, last night that," and I'm wondering, like, if
Can we be the last night? We
well,
don't do
right, and I'm thinking maybe the second night the whatever spirits are around just don't care anymore, and they're just like whatever.
Yeah.
And but there seems to always be a lot of activity the night before. So if we get there on the first night, it might be a little bit more entertaining, or we might see a little bit more.
Yeah, we should see if there's a location that's close enough to another location, and then one night do one and one night do the other.
Oh,
that. That would be good too.
Yeah,
And I want to go to one with Tyler. You guys talk about Tyler all the
I know,
time.
and
Yeah,
we
we-
always
we
like
just-
beg for him to be there, and he hasn't been the past 2 times.
Yeah, he was supposed to come this last time. Then he decided to go get married. I mean,
Oh, is that
come
what
on.
happened?
Yeah, that's what Pam said. He was getting married.
Oh,
that's actually super cute.
Yeah.
that is cute.
I would like to have him at one of them again, but I don't know that we can.
I think she's in Arizona with them right now.
Yeah,
in
I don't
Sedona.
think we can, like, they make the schedule. They said like a month in
Do they
advance.
know that we have a radio show?
If they don't, they know now. And from the 27 times we mentioned it, while it goes on
27,000. Yeah.
whatever. Don't be jelly.
Yeah.
John, did you know I have a radio show?
Oh my god. Well, we're Facebook friends with some of the people from there. Sarah Lee, are you listening? Yeah.
Does she make pound cake?
I don't know.
I would be friends with her just for the baking benefits.
Me too. I love Sarah Lee. Sarah Lee, that like that.
Well, nobody
that-
doesn't like Sarah Lee.
That buttery pound cake.
Is this from the X Files?
Yeah, it's like the
Oh,
theme.
Hello.
okay. We weren't out seeing aliens.
I love it when Joe gives me something to do, like sound effects. I love it.
I know that you have to use the same one over and over and over.
Come on, Joe.
No,
keep
I
it
love
coming.
it. It's
No.
like the perfect soundtrack for this. Every episode will have a new like FX.
I
Like,
can't
well-
wait for the Danny fart one.
I know I'm going to make that into a sound effect.
That's amazing.
It
Poor
was-
Danny.
It's so loud that we'll probably blow the speakers here.
Maybe
Yeah.
you should edit that
Maybe
a little
Danny
bit.
can come on live and do on
Oh
live
my
for us
God.
into the
Oh my God.
microphone.
We're really pushing. We're really pushing it with him because he's gonna have an issue with us pretty soon.
I'm probably going to have divorce papers on the ottoman when I get
He
home.
wants, yeah, he probably wants this to just go away quietly. You know,
Well, after tonight, it's pretty much over. So,
yeah.
This is going to be like a divorce support group show next week.
yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
like crying. I won't be in drag next week either.
Oh.
Yeah, so next Saturday I am doing a humanitarian event at the Chelmsford Public Library, and it's called the Human Library. And so what you do is you sign up and you get to hang out with a human book for 15 minutes.
A human book.
Yeah, so I'll be one of the human books. Someone can come and talk to me, like and drill me and ask me questions and learn about me.
Oh, I'm like picturing you dressed up as a book.
I know. I always say drill me. I know. That's a different thing to you guys, pervs. I mean, like, question me. So, well, or drill, whatever they want to do.
You're
I
right.
also have to
You're,
add,
you're open.
when I met you a couple years ago, I never thought I'd hear your name with humanitarian after it. You've really come a long way.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Or
going.
vegetarian.
I'm going with them. So that's where the human part comes
Oh,
in. Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
it starts at 8:00 in the morning.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
So you're just not going to go to bed.
I considered getting a cardboard cutout of myself just to sit at the table, and I would just talk behind it through the mouth. I just cut the mouth out and be like, "Hi,
You can
I'm
put
Monique Too
your
Soon."
drag lips in it.
Hello, I'm Monique Too Soon. I'm
Well-
sorry I couldn't be here in person today.
We'll have Joe put together a soundboard for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I am actually going to get in drag for it. It's going to be crazy. But I think you can sign up on the chelmsfordpubliclibrary.org or something like that if you want to hang out with me for 15 minutes. I'm going to be bringing posters and stickers and Patty.
Silence.
There's no clap. I didn't hear any clapping. Oh. I am pretty scary.
You are
Mhm.
and sci-fi. They're kind of alien.
I am a little bit.
Oh my god, that'd be like the best Halloween costume ever if you were like Sigourney Weaver, and at some point in the night you just like ripped an alien out of your belly.
That's been done so many times.
Not good.
No, that's true. I don't. I'm not especially wonderful in.
Oh my god, it's already
Effects.
over.
I know.
If you hear that, that's our theme song. That means our time is up. But you can catch us every single Friday night, Life's a Drag on WSMN 1590. We are here every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. And Patty is here with me every single week. And thank you to the gay dads for being here tonight.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Thank you for everyone who's listening. Please share the Facebook video, part 2, since the first one's not really working. Share. We'll see you guys next week. Tickets for Pride, www.moniquetoosoon.com. Thank you all again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.